Welcome to the grand finale of the Saturday Showdown. It's brought to you by Marco's Pizza. We have a bit of a skeleton crew today. A little bit more on Marco's. Of course, they've been our sponsor all season long, located at 1250 4th Avenue Northwest, down in the plaza there at Oak Park, and 701-852-7492. Give them a call, check out all their specials. They bring us good stuff here every Saturday, and thanks to them all season long for doing that. All right, along with Dalton Davis, some new faces on the show today. All right, so here's what happened. We're double booked. Our public relations class is helping a big event for the football game today. So a lot of that crew is over there today. So we have some newbies to our department. You'll be meeting Siri in a little bit as well. She's going to be doing the NSIC segment. So you'll be meeting some of our new majors. And of course, Coach Ian Shields as well. So welcome to our show today. Can't wait to get after it. And Coach, tell you what, quite a week. Congratulations. Your first Beaver win as a coach. 17-10 over Concordia St. Paul. Tell us about the locker room after that one.
Well, it was emotional. It was a long time coming. We'd had a couple close calls throughout this season. We finally got over the hump. It was a heck of a football game, and then, to celebrate that in the locker room. That's always a special moment as a team and as a coach to get in there and share that victory. It was hard earned.
And I know we talked about that before the game. You and Parker did last week, and each week you go over some of the things you try to want to do. You checked a lot of those boxes last week. I don't know if you checked all of them, enough to get the win. Impressions of what you guys did well on that one.
Yeah, I thought, defensively it was our best football game of the year. We played some really good defense, throughout probably more than half the year, So we dominated that game up front, really both sides of the line of scrimmage, and that we knew the physical battle was going to be, really a key to the game, and we talked about that a week ago. I think we held them to 44 yards of net rushing, which that was one of the better running backs and better offensive lines in the conference. So, and then in the second half, our offensive line is their will. We ran for over 200 yards in the second half of that football game alone, which is phenomenal. That doesn't happen very often. And had the game-winning drive there in the fourth quarter, and it's kind of like a boxing fight. There was a lot of body blows, and then finally in the fourth quarter we got the knockout.
Yeah, and you had a big decision to make. Maybe it was a no-brainer. I don't know, but we see this go south as football fans and coaches on occasion. I think you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Fourth and short, tie game, midway fourth quarter-ish, and you do the right thing. You get the points. Kicker comes on, puts it through, got the lead. Defense is playing well. Whoop, flag on the field. First down Beavers. Do you take the points off the board, put it back to 10-10, and let's do this, let's try to get 7, or do we decline it, keep the points, and let it roll? Obviously, you made the right decision. Pick up that flag. We're going to take the first down. And, moments later, of course, a touchdown by Miles West to put us up 17-10. Was that a big decision or not really?
Yeah, no, that is. You're always a little reluctant to take points off the board, especially when you take the lead. But I thought if we could get a touchdown there, it would really put us in a more comfortable position. And with our style of offense, then we should be able to get 2 yards, all right, with three downs to go. And then if we didn't get it, we'd kick a field goal again. So I thought that, it's like anything. You're playing percentages.
Yeah.
All those decisions are percentage-based decisions, and, you trust what our analytics say. And sometimes you just got to go with your gut. And I knew at that point in the game, like I said, we'd been running the ball very effectively in the second half. I thought we had kind of worn them out.
Yep.
And I thought that was accumulation of a lot of punches.
And I think it always sends a really good message to your team. Trust you guys. Let's get this thing. We're going to get 7. Versus, let's take what we got and get out of town. Right?
Yeah, we're probably aggressive by nature.
Yeah.
We want to. You'd much rather score touchdowns and kick field goals, and we'd miss 2 field goals. Well, really 1.5, depending on how you look up at that upright on the one that was called a miss. I think it was good still. But, all that considered, I just thought the percentages were with us to stick it in there and again, show some faith in our guys to get it done up front. Between our offensive line, our tight ends, our quarterback, Dondre played a phenomenal game. And then obviously Miles, Miles had, I think, 27 carries for 125 yards. So hard-earned yards at that.
All right. Dalton, let's talk some Duluth, huh?
Yeah, so congrats again. You mentioned the rushing attack that you guys had last week. This week we got Minnesota Duluth, tougher matchup. They're obviously 6-1, going to be a tougher game this week. And their defense is a lot. How do you approach the defense this week as you want to keep the rushing game going?
I mean, running the ball, that's what we do. That's our forte. That's a given what we're going to do, or what we're going to attempt to do in this case. Because Duluth this is the most physical football team in the conference, year in and year out. They have national championship banners hanging there at Duluth. All right, so you're talking about the best defense in the conference, like indisputably. They're number one in the conference in rush defense, pass defense, defensive efficiency, sacks, tackles for losses. They're number one, scoring defense. They're the best in the conference. So that's where the standard's at defensively in this conference. And honestly, that's all I've talked about all week to the media, their media. All I've hearing about is the Duluth defense, and they are great, and they deserve all the accolades. But we got a pretty good defense too. And we played pretty well last week, and I think it'll be the same. It's going to be how can we hold up against their physicality? Can we match up? And I think our guys will be excited to play and excited to see where we stand up against one of the better teams in this conference.
All right.
On defensive side of the ball, they have a dual threat quarterback, 11 rushing touchdowns, 15 passing touchdowns this year. How are you going to control him on the defense?
Yeah, I mean we got to get to him. Our defensive line has to show up again. Our defensive line played outstanding football last Saturday, so we'll need to show up and play physical at the point of attack. And then he's a big quarterback. I mean it's like Cam Newton back there. I mean he's 6'4", 225.
Wow.
I mean he had Division I offers as a tight end, FBS offers, but he wanted to play quarterback. At least that's what I've heard. And we got to get to him and tackle him. He's running through people against a lot of people, So he's a big physical kid, and it's going to take we're going to need a gang tackle and get a lot of hats to the football.
Yeah, I'm guessing and I haven't had a chance to see him play yet, but fast as well, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he's a beast.
So you don't want him into the open.
We don't want him anywhere. I mean, I'm hoping he has a bad pregame meal and gets sick or something.
Hope he missed the bus.
Yeah, maybe it's suspended. I don't know. No, I mean anything. He's a good player. Like he's as he goes, and their offensive line, I think they got a guy or two who's probably going to get some opportunities at the next level up front. So they're big, they're physical. Obviously, Coach Weiss has done a great job. They're well coached. It's a talented group. I think. But they lean on their physicality, on their run game, and their quarterback included. Like they're not scared to run him. They'll run him 15, 20 times a game. Yeah. Like I said, we know that's the plan, and they lean on that defense quite a bit. Their defense creates great opportunities and great field position for them because they're getting a lot of 3-and-outs defensively.
On another note, bittersweet day for you, I'm sure, as a coach. Senior day. Is it 13 seniors that are on the team?
Yeah, I think it's 13.
Yeah.
We've got a couple, student assistants, some managers, and some unsung heroes that do a lot for our program that don't get their names mentioned here. But
right.
I should mention them all, but we don't have time.
Okay.
But it's a great group of young men that have put a lot into this program.
Yeah.
So it's always emotional to see those guys come out of the tunnel for the last time. And hopefully we can honor them with how we play today. Hopefully, like I said, Minot State's never beat Duluth in histoy. Never. So what a great day to start on senior day, and let's see if we can stack another W.
If you don't mind, I'm going to mention one of your seniors, Philip Green. So Philip came here as a freshman, graduated top of the class, spoke at the 4-year for graduation. Been a model student, big time leader here in our area. Philip got the double red shirt, right? Got the freshman red shirt, got a COVID red shirt, stayed on, got his master's degree now, finishing up with you. And Philip does a lot of stuff off the field, represents Minot State so well, but class human being, Philip Green. I'm sure he leads by example, so I'm sure he's first guy to practice, last guy to leave, right?
Yeah, Philip's a special young man, and honestly, he epitomizes what you're looking for in a student athlete in a lot of ways. So he does all the right things right. He checks all those boxes you mentioned, high character, low ego, high output, special young man, and he's left quite a legacy here. And not because of his contributions necessarily between the lines, but what he's done in the locker room for the culture of our program, for our transition here as a staff. He's a tremendous young man. Real credit to Minot State University and to his family, certainly.
All right. Yeah, Dalton, want to talk about the rest of the season a little bit, right?
A couple more games, all on the road. How's that gonna? That's gonna be rough ending, but.
Well, it's a little bit of mixed emotions there. We're happy we got some more football games to play. And I think we're building some momentum here as we get to the finish line. So, but for today, the focus is on Duluth. Let's go 1-0 today, and then we'll worry about the final 3 after that. We got some big ones down the road as well.
All right.
A couple other things too, Coach, I want to talk to you about is just putting a wrap on a season like this and the highs and the lows and getting through it from A to Z. Like I say, you got a few more, and of course a big one next week. I know you're thinking Duluth today, but of course when you got to Minot, I'm sure you heard about beat University of Mary, and that's no time. As soon as you guys are done today at 4 o'clock, it's get ready for Mary next week. I know, but yeah, 3 games on the road and stuff. But how about your first year? It's our last chance to talk to you. Thanks and thank you for taking time out the last 4 home games to share your time with us, and we really appreciate that. And how about your first season for you so far? You knew it would be a tough battle. You came into a program that wasn't winning a whole lot, and appreciate your attitude in each every week. Got a big win already. Capsule it for us. Yeah,
the first year, I appreciate having the show and doing this on game days. It's great. It's college football. It's how it ought to be. The first year always in a program is for us, and again, we weren't exactly handed the keys to a Lamborghini. It's not. It hasn't. So it's just been foundational. It is foundational. So it's getting concepts, culture, everything in place to get the program set up in the right direction. And this senior class that's walking out of the tunnel for the last time today has really been critical in getting that foundation put in place and getting us in alignment to become a better program. And we're on our way. You can see that it's coming to fruition if you're paying attention, which I know everyone here is. We're getting better and better and better, and validating some of these principles and the foundational pieces we've got in place right now. We just need to keep working at it. We can't flinch. We just need to keep grinding and finish this season out, get maybe a few more victories. Yeah. And I think that's definitely possible. Yep. We're getting better, and there is some positive momentum. With a win last week, that always helps. That's the great marinara. It covers up a lot of things, right? Yep. And but Sundays are a lot nicer when you have one more point than the opposition on Saturday. So hopefully we can get that done a few more times this week and build some real momentum into our off season and then into the seasons to come. Keep Mary winless next week, hopefully, if they lose today. Yeah. All right. Yeah, that's school down south. Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you enough, Coach. All underclassmen here today. Want to mention Derek, too. Derek's new on the tech side for us. He got us going today. He'll be here next year. Open invite. Hopefully, you'll see. We're all back next year doing the showdown again. We'll be back. Open up Saturdays with us again. So again, Coach Ian Shields. That puts a wrap on our first segment. Don't go anywhere. A little later in the show, we'll have some hot topics. But up next, you'll meet Siri with the NSIC schedule and some big games coming up there. You're watching the Saturday Showdown right here on Channel 19, brought to you by Marco's Pizza. All right.
Thank you to all of our underwriters. Trinity Health is a comprehensive healthcare system based in Minot, North Dakota.
Fiance, with all your prom and bridal needs, located in downtown Minot.
KCJB 910 AM, Minot's news and information station.
Buffalo Wild Wings, wings, beer, sports.
KIZZ FM Z94, playing today's hit music.
Mix 99.9, Minot's music mix.
SRT, offering a number of services including phone, TV, internet, and security.
KRRZ, 1390 AM, Minot's classic hits.
KZPR 105.3 FM, Minot's rock station.
East End, where the poor is worth so much more, located in downtown Minot.
Qdoba, Easy, on time, full of flavor.
Nice Impressions. No job is too big or too small. Located in downtown Minot.
MSU Beavers Hockey. Online info at msubeavers.com.
Forward Communication, connecting professionals in the Midwest.
El Azteca. Authentic Mexican food on North Broadway near the airport.
MSU Theater Department. Year-round entertainment.
Red and Green, MSU's student-run newspaper.
MSU Bookstore. For all your campus needs.
Minot Nutrition Addiction. Offering healthy smoothies and meal replacements on the go.
H-Bar-B Construction, for all your oil field needs.
Bears Cat Donuts. Located on Broadway across from Minot State Campus.
Back to the Saturday Showdown, brought to you by Marco's Pizza. I'd like to introduce another very talented student to our cast today, Siri Gudino. And Siri's here to talk NSIC with us. Busy day in the conference, Siri. Mm-hmm. All right, tell us more about it.
All right, so it's the week 8 of the NSIC football season, and only 2 teams in the NSIC have played well enough to remain undefeated. So it's Minnesota State University Mankato and Augustana University are both 8-0. University in Minnesota Duluth and Bemidji State University are 6-1 and 5-1. Minnesota State University Moorhead is 4-3. Winona State University and Northern State University and University of Sioux Falls are 3-4. Concordia University St. Paul is 2-5. Southwest Minnesota State University is 1-6. And following last week's game, Minot State University is also 1-6. The only team in the NSIC who have not gained a win this season so far is University of Mary with an 0-7 record. And week 8 of the 2023 season is highlighted by maybe the biggest matchup of the year. The last 2 remaining undefeated teams in the NSIC will be heading into war this week. So the number 17 ranked Augustana University Vikings host number 7 ranked Minnesota State University Mankato Mavericks in Sioux Falls. The 5-1 Bemidji State Beavers will be hosting the 2-5 Concordia University St. Paul Golden Bears. Northern State will be hosting Wayne State College down in Aberdeen, and our last matchup takes place here in Minot. Fresh off their win, Minot State University Beavers will be hosting the Duluth Bulldogs. And For the stats of here today, we have 2 Minnesota State Moorhead Dragons that still continue to dominate the leaderboard for offensive stats. We have here quarterback Jack Strand still leads the NSIC in passing attempts, passing yards, and passing touchdowns. He also leads the entire NCAA in passing yards. Wide receiver Gage Florence leads the NSIC in receptions and receiving touchdowns, and Minnesota State's Shem Butler-Lawson leads the conference in rushing attempts, rushing yards, and rushing touchdowns. Another Dragon is a stat leader, but on this defensive side of the ball. We have Minnesota State University, a Moorhead defensive back Tate Gustafson leads the NSIC in tackles. University of Minnesota Duluth linebacker Drew Hennessy is still the leader in sacks. Minot State University Mankato quarterback Kai West is also the new conference leader in interceptions.
All right. Good stuff, Siri. So a busy day in the conference?
Yeah, that's like a lot, having a new conference leader in the interceptions. That's always a fun thing
Yeah.
to gain. So
Yep. And some of
Hats
those
off to
names
him.
you mentioned, like Gustafson, he's here today.
Yeah.
So we'll get a chance to see him with our own eyeballs here in a couple
Yeah.
hours going against
We'll
our
see how really
Beavers.
good he is.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be a tough matchup today, and we'll talk more about that matchup and much more coming up on our next segment where we have hot topics. But first, we want to thank some underwriters. Again, you're watching the Saturday Showdown, brought to you by Marco's Pizza. Welcome back to the Saturday Showdown. Joining me now by both of my colleagues today, Dalton and Siri. We're going to talk some hot topics today across the NSIC and the world of sports. We're going to start with one really close to home. The soccer team, Siri, is the standout goalie, new transfer student here into our program and playing goalie. Tell us about your season so far and tell us about your transition to Minot State.
So I am from California, so being here is a big difference, but everyone here is super nice, thank goodness. We started off the season strong and kind of had a bumpy road in the middle, but I think right now we're gaining ground and still trying to get hope to get in the conference tournament. I didn't play our previous game against Winona due to like a head injury, so like kind of taking concussion protocol, but Maddie Elliott held it down against them. So we didn't score, but we didn't get scored on. So as a goalie, that's all you can really do. So proud of her. And this Sunday we take on Concordia St. Paul here at the Herb.
Yeah, that'd be a long kick if you were to start scoring goals from one goal to the other. Yeah, I mean, you do it all. So bring us up to speed on your shoulder. You had a shoulder injury earlier too, and now you're out of concussion protocol. So physically, you're feeling 100%.
Yeah, a lot better. The headache's gone, thank goodness. Maybe I'll use an excuse there and then to get out of some things, but overall I feel fine. Yeah, my shoulder injury was from like the beginning of the year. No one even touched me, just kind of landed wrong from a dive. But now I'm back to 100% basically. I just still get a wrap just to play it safe, but other than that, I'm 100% now again.
Well, she has not missed a class, everybody. She's been to every class they know of, so she has not used that as an excuse. So, Dalton, your impression of some MSU sports? I know you went to a hockey game recently, right?
Yeah, so far, very impressed. We don't have, I'm from South Dakota, so we don't have hockey there. It's not very big. Coming up to North Dakota, obviously, it's a lot bigger here. Went to the first games against Liberty for the men's hockey game. First hockey experience, A+, I gotta say. That game went into like overtime. I don't know if hockey, they went to a shootout at the end. Minot State came out with the victor, and that was super exciting. So like my standard, it set the standard for the rest of the hockey games for the rest of my life. Then the next night they played again, and that time they destroyed Liberty. 8-0, I think, and then I went to a game a couple days ago, and they won like 13-0, just blowing out everybody. That's why they're number one ranked in the nation right now. But yeah, very impressed with the hockey, very impressed with the rink there. Definitely doesn't feel like a D2 hockey program. Feels like a lot higher than that, but I guess that's what you get when you come to North Dakota for hockey. So very impressed.
And we're spoiled here in Minot with hockey. Of course, when you hear of hockey in North Dakota, the eastern side gets a lot of the gloss because of UND, Division I. They're also perennial powerhouses on a national scale. But at our level, our teams do very well. Men coming off a national championship last year. Women made the nationals again last year. The Minotaurs have a minor league team, so the Pepsi rink, I know, Dalton, you have a chance to check that already. Siri, you said you've watched the San Jose Sharks game, but so it's not quite an NHL rink, but I think you're going to be really impressed with this rink we have in Minot for hockey. It's a really great exhibition. The Toros 2-1 victors last night, I believe, and so they're back in action tonight again on home ice at the Pepsi rink down at the Mesa. So good stuff there. Big matchup for the football game today. Let's talk about that a little bit. Talking with Coach, that offense, that Waljasper, I think the quarterback's name is. So he'll be fun to watch. Their defense, a lot of numbers across the board. So it's going to be fun to see how we come off of a big win last week over Concordia St. Paul that had 2 wins. Now we're playing one of the top teams in the conference. Not the top team, but yeah, it'll be a good matchup. Should be a fun game.
I talked to a lot of the couple seniors last week about the win, and they were just like super excited about just their first win that year. It was just like a relieving feeling, a sense of relief that like, hey, we got that first win. So they're like excited. They want to keep it going this week. Obviously, a lot taller of an ask against Duluth with their defense and the Cam Newton-like quarterback that they have to contain today. But I think their defense played well last week, and we'll see how they can handle the Duluth today. Hopefully turns out to be a good game.
Yeah, then Mary next week. Is the soccer team? I'm trying to remember your guys' schedule. Have you played University of Mary yet?
Yeah, it was our first game actually here. I think we won 2-1.
So, nice, yes. Good. So yeah, that's the big rivalry. We're fighting out of her. Yeah, so I win that one. So it should be a good football game today. So come out and watch that, and come out early. So again, a lot of our students over, I think they're calling it, help me out, Buckshot Beaver Bites. People off the site even help me out. Yeah. Ningy, Buckshot Beaver Bites, how they call it? Yeah. So Jan McKechnie, God bless her, she's out of town. She works over in athletics now, and she's in charge of our auction class. That's coming up November 30th. She set this event up today, so area restaurants are going to be in the east parking lot by the Dome. Fans can come out, I believe, free of charge and try all these different food samples at the parking lot, and then you get a ticket at each one, and then you take the ticket that you think was the best representation of food and drop it in a bucket. They announce the winner at halftime today, so that'll be kind of a fun event too going on. So if we don't get enough pizza here from Marco's, we can go ahead and
Come
sample
to the tailgate
that.
in an empty stomach.
Hit tailgate as well. One other quick tidbit before we let you guys go. Minot High football team had another big win this week. They're en route to the playoffs as well. So the Minot High Magicians having a great football season. A lot of college prospects, I know, on that team as well. So we wish them well, and all the area football teams at the high school level going into the playoffs here in the not too distant future. So I think we're getting down on time here. We're down to 30 seconds. So Dalton and Siri, your first live TV in front of the camera. Yes, you guys did great. How did it feel? Comfortable.
I'm happy.
No one's crying. Good. Yeah. And me, I got through it too. So that's cool. All right. Hey, thanks for joining us, everybody, for the last 4 episodes for the Saturday Showdown. It's been our pleasure. Special shout out to Marco's Pizza for our sponsor as well. So until next year for the Saturday Showdown, thanks for joining us. And go Beavs.